Thanks for having me, Adam. Excited to be here. I was pretty shocked when I saw Gavin Newsom launching a podcast, but I think he might actually be launching his 2028 campaign for the Democrats with this. I mean, it's been really wild to see him actually trying to find some common ground with the right. And of course, like you said, the mainstream media, all of the left-leaning outlets, they're having a meltdown about this. They just want to stay in their echo chambers. They just want people to continue to agree with them, and they don't want to be challenged at all on their policies, on any of their values that right now simply are not resonating with the American people.
And, I think he wants RAV, Real America's Voice News, to be his HR department, because his first guest was Charlie Kirk, who has his own show here. His last guest early in the week was Steve Bannon. So he's plucking the talent from Real America's Voice. So all that liberal talent they talk about, all that talking heads, and where's he finding the talent from? He said, come up and thank Real America's Voice News. I want to go to this cut here, cut 3. It's Charlie Kirk was asking the governor to take action, because the governor's standing there basically agreeing him on a trans issue. But you can agree all you want. You're the governor. If you don't take action, it's meaningless. But watch this cut 3.
It's like you right now should come out and be like, you know what? The young man who's about to win the state championship in the long jump in female sports, right, that shouldn't happen. You as the governor should step out and say no.
No, and I appreciate.
But like, would you do something like that? Would you say no men in female sports?
Well, I think it's an issue of fairness. I completely agree with you on that. So that's easy to call out, the unfairness of that. There's also a humility and a grace, that these poor people are more likely to commit suicide, have anxiety and depression. And the way that people talk down to vulnerable communities is an issue that I have a hard time with as well. So both things I can hold in my hand. How can we address this issue with the kind of decency that I think, is inherent in you, but not always expressed?
It's he's really a slick salesman, isn't he? Sounds like like wants both sides to feel good, and they probably leave a room if he's having like a meeting of each side, and they both go, "Wow, he agrees with us," but yet never takes action. Right? How do you see that clip?
He's quite the chameleon, that's for sure. I mean, it just kind of depends on who his audience is and who he's talking to. That's who he's going to agree with in one way or another. It's interesting, though, Adam, because especially on this topic in particular, I just feel like it is so common sense. You don't want to have transgenders participating in women's sports because it's simply a safety risk. You're literally putting women at risk. You're putting their physical safety at risk with having them compete against someone who is physically a man, biologically born a man. And so this policy, I think, was something leading up to the November presidential election that was just simply not resonating, like I said earlier, with the American people. This is one of those progressive policies that has really just tanked the Democrat Party. And we saw what happened. It was a mandate. President Trump took the White House. We have control of the House and the Senate for the Republicans right now, too. So it's about time that the Democrats really take a look in the mirror and kind of come to the table and think, what policies, what values do we have right now that just we really need to take a different approach and a different look at. And it is shocking that I'm even saying this, but I admire Newsom for taking this step in the right direction to at least have these conversations with Charlie Kirk, with Steve Bannon. Adam, I think you are up next to be joining the podcast. He definitely loves to talk to the Real America's Voice crew.